Hello everyone, welcome back to Crystal Wellness Studio Tumbling channel. We have an exciting week this week. This is October 20th, and we have been running 11 barrels, and we kept one empty for a polish barrel, so it's just kind of sitting all by its lonesome waiting for all of these stones to catch up. And out of the other 11, we managed to combine some, and so we are running I think it's 16. Hang on, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, actually 17 stones, because the tiger's eye is both gold and blue, which technically counts as two kinds. So we're running 17 stones out of 11 barrels. And that's what you can do when you combine MOHS hardness. So all of those have been running. 10 of those have been running in coarse 60-90 grit, which is kind of the first stage. And some of them have been running since August 8th. So they've been running quite a while in coarse. And we've been learning a lot. We've been dealing with experiments of types of, how much grit to put in and then how much actually gets wasted. So we've got it kind of narrowed down to, at least for our Lauratone tumblers, which is all I use, the size of the tumbler is how many tablespoons of grit I put in for coarse. So I used some that was, some recipes that went on, what went for, based on the weight of the stone. And that didn't really do what I wanted it to do. It kind of wasted a lot of grit. So now it's if I have a 6-pound barrel, I use 6 tablespoons of grit, and it's getting the job done. And, because one recipe says you use 2 tablespoons per pound. That's just ridiculous. That'd make 12 tablespoons of grit, and all that does is go down the drain. So we've kind of figured out what works for us. And, we go through a lot of coarse grit. I guess everybody does. So what we have here is Yellow Jasper, Serape Jasper, Zebra Jasper, and then Botswana Agate. So we've got 4 different stones in this barrel, and it's been running since August 8th, all of the stones in here, except for the Zebra Jasper, which has only been running since September 13th. But every week we go through and we inspect the stones, and as they get ready for the medium stage, we pull them out. So that's, we start with a big barrel, and the coarse grit grinds down the mass. It gets rid of a lot of it. And then at some point, it just kind of stops taking mass, and it just starts shaping and rounding the sharp edges. And now we've got stones that are ready to go to the next stage. And then we found out that not everything in our Zebra Jasper is Zebra Jasper. I think this is snakeskin. Oh my gosh, I knew what it was and then I forgot. I'm going to say snakeskin, and I'll correct it later when I do the edits. So that's 18 different stones now. This is definitely ready. It's very smooth. It has no pits. It's really quite pretty. So this is ready to move on to medium. So I've got a little colander here that I'm going to put everything that goes into medium in that colander. Things that are going to stay behind are going to stay behind. So this is a Yellow Jasper, and you can see it has a pit here. But if we waited for that pit to even out, we'd have to cut back on a lot of the stone. So some of these are just going to have to move forward. Finally. Isn't that neat? You can see the quartz underneath. It's really cool. I'm worried about that collecting grit and causing a problem. So I want to put this in a maybe pile, and I'm going to think about what to do with that. These feel so smooth because they've been so many, been what, August 8th until now? 2 months, a little over, in course, and they just feel like glass, and they're starting to get a little shine to them, even when dry. Starting, to get a little matte sheen. And again, this has got a little grit catcher in there. It's another one I'm just going to have to see what's going on. And here's another one. So typically I'd just say, all right, goes back in course, but the rest of the stone is so nice. This one might actually go back in course because it's got some damage on this side. These are Yellow Jaspers. Okay. So what I think has happened is these little pits used to be like a little piece of the host rock or a little piece of quartz that has managed to loosen and come out. Let's see. Yeah, some of these are just going to be problem children. And then it creates a whole other problem, and I don't want to keep tumbling and tumbling and tumbling. I don't know. I have to think about what to do, because at this stage, your lack of patience can really screw up your batches in the future. So I don't know. That just feels like it could use some more. I don't know. I think all these Yellow Jaspers just might be an issue. We might just have to be satisfied with the way that they are, the way nature's forcing it to be. So like this entire stone is beautiful except for right there. And I don't think medium grit is really going to take that out. But I don't know. I've got a lot of maybes and one for rough, to stay in course. That is so interesting. I don't know what to do with that divot. Course or move it forward. The rest of the stone is great. I just don't know. Alright, my darling yellow stones. That is, the quartz wiggled its way out, so it's created some pitting. Those are pretty deep grooves, pretty deep holes in there. So there's just really no grinding it down. And as you can see, the Yellow Jasper is being ground off here, and the quartz is starting to shine through, which is kind of interesting. Look, here we have this little window. Okay, and so in this window you see the quartz crystal. And if I continue to let this stay in the coarse grit, we're going to get stuff like that. So those are the problem that I'm having. This one has got a crack. It's got a chip right out of it, and I think that might be where this chip came from. I'm going to keep the chips because we're doing another project with them. But it's smooth, so it's smoothed out. And it goes with all those other ones we just don't know what to do with. This is the Zebra Jasper. Aww. I lost a little. Now it's got a hole. Can you see that? Is that focusing? There's some more yellow. There's all kinds of problems there. This almost looks like a tooth. But it's the Zebra Jasper. Botswana Agate, which looks more like carnelian to me. I'm really not seeing that agate swirl. I think that might actually be a piece of carnelian that got mixed in with the agate. So this is Botswana Agate. Look at that. This is the swirls I'm talking about. Isn't that gorgeous? Again, it's got just this little bit of pitting that you just keep it in forever and a day. Oh, here's my toothbrush. Sorry about hitting the camera there. Let's just wash this off. That is slurry that got left on from the washing process, the rinse process. There. Oh, isn't that lovely? It's going all the way around. That's ready to go forward. Oh, here's a lovely big piece. Has the pitting. The pitting feels rough. The rest of the stones feels really smooth. There's a rough spot. But look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? Look at how much of this, by being in coarse, the host rock is getting, you know, this is the host rock. It's getting ground away. It's letting you see all this gorgeous stuff. It almost looks like a fracture one that could crack. You have to test that. Another piece of Botswana. Really pretty brown. This is the Serape Jasper. Lots of work needs to be done inside there. I don't know, like I said, some of these stones have been running for 2 months and I just don't, it's like my nemesis. Just doesn't want to move forward. It's just not getting smooth. This is part of the zebra. The zebra's doing really good, actually, compared to the other stones. You know, there is that thing is getting a bad batch of stones, which is depressing. But it happens. I think I'm going to just move this one forward. Botswana. Nope, Serape Jasper. Oh, that's lovely. Little scratch mark, I think, will come out. Alright, let's look at this. Dry. You see, let's get the focus on here. These little tiny pits. That's what we were trying to get the coarse to get out. But I think I'm just going to move that forward to medium. There's another agate. This is Botswana. See, it's like these little crevices are just grit catchers, but it's like I don't know how much I want to let it continue. It might just crack, and then that would be a nightmare. There's a lot in here. Alright, this is all going to take a long time. So I'm going to go through all of this off camera and make a decision on what's moving forward to medium and what's going to stay in course. I was really hoping more of this was going to be ready to move forward, but of course I've been saying that for like 6 weeks now. Yeah. See, we're starting to get cracks on this Botswana. Yeah, we're starting to grind down to the internal fracture lines. I don't know, we're going to figure this out. And then we have to go through all the ceramic media, and we have to get rid of little broken pieces like this because it'll just scratch the surface of the stones, and we don't want that. Not when we've gone so long and they're starting to look so pretty. This is that moss agate and it's starting to come out. Aww. Well, let's see what we're doing here. And then we're also going to look for little chips. And I'm not really thinking there's going to be a whole lot of chips based on what I'm seeing, although there was that one. So you never say never. This looks like a stone broke. That looks like it might have come off of this. I'm not really sure. Came off something. I have to see where that came off with. That's going into the chip pile. Could have come off here. Yeah, I'm thinking that's what it came off of. I think maybe it was like this. And broke off. Alright, problem children. Little pieces of chipped media I'm gonna get rid of. Okay, we will be back with our next. Wow, I just don't know what's going to happen with this stuff. Well, that's going to medium. I just don't know what's going to happen here. I'm not real happy that this is taking so long. And I mean, because my goal is I want every stone to be perfectly smooth, and I don't want any pits, I don't want any chips, I don't want any fracture lines. I want them to be as, perfect as possible. But I think I'm just going to have to lower my expectations. At least for these stones, because it's just not happening. See, I mean, it's just... Okay. Enough lamenting. I'm going to finish this off camera, and I'm going to come back with our Labradorite. Alrighty, be right back. Okay, here's a quick little add-on to our Yellow Jasper mixed barrel. We had some sitting on the shelf, Yellow Jasper, that only ran 1 week in Quartz because it was having problems. So we're going to add it in here to help fill this barrel, which is super not full. We've got all kinds of room. But then this little beauty I bought at a store, and it's been polished. I mean, I bought it as a tumbled stone. But it has these not so perfect spots in it. So I knew that I had tumblers at home, so I was going to take this beautiful piece of red jasper, and I was going to put it in this barrel of Quartz to work those out. So let's see what happens. I'm going to put that in this barrel too. And I might have a couple other little pieces laying around the house that I want to tighten up and, make beautiful. So we're going to see if it works. Alrighty. See you soon with a little bit of Labradorite. Alright, we are back with Labradorite. Isn't that exciting? Let's look for all this Labradorescence that's shining through. Look at that. Just lovely. Alright, this is feeling nice other than this big fracture. It's a pretty big fracture. Let's see how it kind of keeps going. Alright, we have little tiny pieces, which evidently chipped off something else. So this is going to go in the chip bag. Labradorite chips. See how many more we can find in here as we go along. That is going to need more quartz. More on this side too. So everything that's going to need more quartz is going to go back in the barrel, and then we'll see how much gets to move forward to medium. Ooh. Oh my, isn't that stunning? That's beautiful. Wow, look at that. Very pretty. But I don't know if that can move forward. Oh, no, that still has a lot of work. I'm pretty sure this is probably going to pop out. But I'd rather it pop out in coarse than pop out in medium, because then it would damage all the other stones. This one is feeling fairly good. I think we can move this to medium. Okay, put mediums in the little colander, because we have a bag of stuff that's ready for medium. And we'll just wait for all these things in coarse to catch up. Aww. If it wasn't for that, it'd be ready. Not a whole lot of flash on this one, but it is ready to go. A little bit there. It's definitely ready for medium. I would say that is not. See, our Labradorite has only been 2 full weeks in coarse grit, so it's a fairly new one that we've been running. I mean, 2 weeks seems like no time at all compared to some of those that have been there for almost 3 months. Let's see. I think that could go. See, the tip of this is a little rough still, but medium might fix that. I'm not 100% sure. And again, if medium doesn't fix it, it can always go back a stage. It's almost like I want this to go through one more week of rough to just pop that labradorescence, excuse me. Yeah. Oof. Yeah. Let's get it wet. Look at that. Very smooth. Definitely ready for medium. Except for these little pits on the back, but I'm not going to stress that on the Labradorite. Wow. Getting some that are definitely ready to go to medium. Very happy about that. I think that could do 1 more week. That could do 1 more week. That's so close. So Labradorite is a very shielding stone. So pretty. Ooh, look at this one. And it's completely smooth. I mean, it looks like you could feel those fracture lines, but they're underneath. There's no... Oh, can I get a focus on that? Pretty cool. You'd think you'd be able to feel that, but you can't. Medium it is. Oh. It said hello. Pretty happy about how the Labradorite's progressing. We're able to pull several pieces out and put aside for when we go to medium grit. So that's pretty cool. Oh wow. And that's dry. See how that pops when it's wet? Just lovely. Oh, there's this over here feels rough. You can kind of see the scratch marks. Yeah, we're gonna smooth that out a little. That could use a little work. That could use a little work. Wow. Wish you could feel this. It just, I mean, it's still in coarse, but it feels so smooth. Just imagine what it's going to feel like after it's been polished. It'll feel like glass. Wow. Really nice. All depends on how the light hits it. I always try to, when I see these fracture lines, I always try to break it apart. And as you've seen on some of the other videos, the stone will actually break. Oh, we'll be ready next week. As soon as I feel something rough, I don't even have to look any further. I just know that's going back into the coarse grit of 6090. Ooh, look at that. This is ready. Really cool. Aw, yeah, it's gonna break right off. Let's put it in coarse and let it come off in coarse. This one's ready. So there's some controversy over colanders. Which I think is a funny thing to have controversy over in rock tumbling world. They're saying don't use the metal strainers like I'm using right here, you know, because they're claiming that the metal mesh could scratch your softer stones. And while I agree with that, I think that when stones are in the coarse stage, that's not going to happen. It might in polish, but I'm not willing to try it. So I have a rubber one that when they get into the polish stages, you know, the fine grits and the polish stages, I just switch over to the other colander. And I like to use these metal mesh ones to catch any, that is so darn close, to catch any chips or anything that happen. Look at that. That is just half that stone is absolutely gonna do that labradorescence and flash, and the other half is just like, nope, not gonna happen. So I don't know if I want to call this, I don't know what kind of stone that is, where only part of it will do it, but I think that's awesome. And here, it's just the opposite. So this, we have flash on this side. Turn it over. Oh, it's the same side. And then when you turn that over, look at that. Isn't that cool? Switches sides. This has got to go one more week. I think the dogs are seeing rabbits again. This feels so perfect. I'm going to advance it to medium, but there's this little scratch mark, and I'm hoping medium will take that out. See that right there? Well, maybe it should go one more week in medium. Yeah, one more week in coarse, rather. That's ready to move. Okay, I am going to finish this off camera. I am going to look for chips. I'm going to continue sorting this, but I want to go through the media and see if we can find any chips in the media and do all that. And since you've seen that so many times, we'll just do that off camera. So this is moving along really well. I would say most of this, it's a pretty good half and half about what's going into another week of course and what's going to be set aside for medium. That's really rough. Okay, we will be back with the Unakite. See you shortly. And we're back with Unakite. We're gonna, let's see, this has been running in 6090 course for 2 weeks. Ooh, so we're gonna see how much of this is ready to move forward to medium. Okay. Isn't this pretty? The green on this stone is called epidote, and the red or pinkish color is feldspar. And the two together create Unakite or Unakite. That's ready to move forward. I'm going to show you how pretty it is when it's wet. So this is dry, and it already has a little bit of a matte finish, so it's moving along really beautifully. And this is wet, and this is the look we're trying to get once it's polished. Isn't that beautiful? All right, this piece is ready to move forward to medium. Oh, that's got a little bit more. You can see it looks like a little grit left in there. A little slurry. Oh, it's not as smooth as it could be on this whole side. Unakite, it's really very pretty. But it's only been 2 weeks, so I'm sure it probably is going to need another run. Whew. Yep. Another run, but we want to check and see if there's anything. So far we've only got one piece that's ready to move forward, but then again we just started looking. Now Unakite is actually quite plentiful on Lake Superior beaches. On Lake Superior has got a lot of Unakite. And might be going up there next spring on the Unakite run. I think I can move forward. Wow. Yeah, just a little bit more. Getting lots of these little tiny pieces of ceramic media sticking to it because it's still wet. And still feel some of the grit. These weren't rinsed as well as they should have been. Yeah, I need one more week. This one's ready for medium. So I'm splitting batches, and some people just don't. This is, you know, this piece is like straight up epidote. There's like no feldspar in it. And that's fine, because we need epidote too. So I've been splitting batches and putting things aside and running course. I want to run course until we're done with these particular varieties, because I don't want to be moving the barrels back and forth. It's, you know, the grits aren't, I don't know. If we're running coarse, let's do a bunch of stuff in coarse, and then we'll, you know, clean them really good and move them to medium. So I'm hoping in a couple of weeks, most of our stuff will be in medium. This is really close. It just has a really gritty feel to it. I think it's just because it just wasn't rinsed well enough. Oh, that feels better. Oh, that's definitely ready for medium. Wow, look at the patterns on this one. Isn't that gorgeous? Really pretty. There's a little here and there's a little here. Can you see that? And a leak. We may end up combining barrels or moving barrels around this week, because my Labradorite, there's not enough to run in the 6-pound barrel that it's in, so we're hoping to kind of move some stuff around. To kind of fill that barrel more. And I really don't want to add a different type of stone, and I don't have any more rough for the Labradorite. Let's see, are we seeing chips here? I'm not seeing a lot of chipping, which is a good... Oh, look at how red that is. Look at that. Oof. Takes your breath away. Actually, it's ready for medium. Hooray! Oh, that's pretty. My fingernail got stuck in that. Yeah, rock tumbling is a lot of fun. A lot of decision making. And it really, if you've got an issue with patience like I do, rock tumbling really helps you solve that problem. Because it's just, if you rush, you have mistakes like we did with that calcite. And we're going to have to rerun that calcite at some point. Because, you know, we went too fast. And we didn't get the results we wanted. And then the Botswana Jasper, we took our time, and it turned out absolutely stunning. Wow. If it wasn't for that right there, this one would be ready. so close. I don't know if it's grit or a rough spot. Oh, isn't it pretty? That's ready for medium. Unakite's a good stone for your heart chakra if you're into chakras, because it's both a green and pink. So it kind of does the job of two stones. That needs a little bit more time. And this has some pitting, so it goes back in. I don't know if I have any more Unakite sitting around. If I do, I'm going to add it to this barrel. Pretty sure I don't. I'm pretty sure all my Unakite is in here. Wow, that's really cool. You can see some quartz in there too. I think that's all quartz. That, my friend, is ready to move forward. So tell me what you think of Unakite in the comments below. I'm sorry, I'm getting very distracted by all these really pretties here. It's not ready. Hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, subscribe. If there's a particular stone you'd like to see tumbled, put it in the comments below. And if I have it, I'll move it up on the schedule. Wow, he's a little tiny one. And he's ready to move forward. Well, I'm grateful that the ones we've seen so far have not had chipping. So I'm not expecting to find chips in the slur or in the media here, but that's rough. Let's cut back in. Yeah. So far, so good. That can go back in. Well, that's kind of cool. It's very rough. Or it was very gritty because it doesn't feel so rough now. Just a little bit. No, I think that's actually ready to move forward. I think that's just grit that, or a slurry I'm feeling. Look at that. We're getting several pieces that are ready to move forward. Oh, not that one though. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Wow. That's cool. And these are dry, mostly. Oh, that's a no. That's got to go back in. All right. Now it's time to do the fun job of looking for any chips, which I highly doubt there are any. That's when I usually find one. And then, we'll go through and any damaged ceramic media we'll get rid of. And hooray, we are going to move forward. This is everything that is going to medium. So we're going to set it aside. And this is all we have, of course. So I think we're going to have to find another barrel, because this particular barrel is too big for that small amount of stone. Oh my gosh, I'm exhausted. I've been doing this for 4 hours already today. I am going to look around and see if I can find any more Unakite, and if I can, I'm going to add it to the coarse barrel. I don't know, I'm going to have to make some decisions on what's going to run. Okay, we will be back shortly with our tiger's eye. Okay, we are back with our blue and our gold tiger's eye. This is the last of what we have in coarse, and we are really happy with how this is turning out. I'm not real happy with the scratch on the side. That's a maybe. Yeah, this is really coming out nice. We had ended up putting in a couple of pieces we had floating around and to fill the barrel, and I think it did its job. That one's ready to move forward. Now, Tiger's Eye's been running since August 12th in 6090 grit. And we've been pulling every week pieces that are ready for medium. Isn't that cool? And I think we're almost ready to go here. Wow. Really interesting. That can go to medium. That one spot. This is feeling good. There's a piece of blue. Probably use another week. Huh, the yellow showing through. That's really cool. This is pretty interesting. It's like you almost want this to go one more week to get back to the layer of, wow. That's pretty cool. I think this one's, I don't know, see, I mean, there's a couple of little tiny pitting. I'm not sure if that's going to come out or not. Set that aside. This is another one of those pieces. It just has a lot of pitting in it. I mean, if we keep grinding it away and grinding it away, there won't be anything left of the stone. We just have to let this go. Here's another trouble piece. So sometimes you just get some troublemakers. But we've been getting really nice stones all along. Ooh, look at what we got here. That ground down really nice. Gave us a really cool pattern. Got some red in the middle too. I think that might be Jasper, that little red line. I'm gonna just move that forward. So that's all we have left for the Tiger's Eye. I think what we're gonna do is move the iffy pieces, you know, that just have like these little tiny little bits forward. And that, while it looks rough, is very smooth. But this isn't right in there. It's got that. So I'm going to hold that back, and I've got some red tiger's eye that we have not started, and I think I'm going to hold it back to run with the red. I think that's what I'm going to do with these 4 pieces. Then we're going to move these forward to medium to join the others. And yeah, I think this is actually going to be something that's going to move forward to medium. Yay! I'll set those aside and put those in with the medium, or with the red rough when we finally do that. So we have these that are ready, the tiger's eye ready to move forward with all of these. I'm going to add these to it. And I think this is what's going to go in the barrel. We're going to move this forward to medium. Hooray! So we're going to put that in the wash cycle, maybe 2 or 3 of them before it's finally ready to move forward. And that's awesome. So hooray for tiger's eye. We're going to go through here, make sure there's no little chips, get rid of any bad ceramic media like this one. It's broken. You don't want that moving on to medium. So the ceramic media will move forward with the tiger's eye because we want to keep it all together. We want to run it through a wash cycle. We want to get all the remaining grit and slurry off of it. Yay! So we've got something moving forward. That's awesome. Alrighty. This was a quick one. And yay! I'm going to get it prepped for the wash cycle. And then I will be back with our Amethyst, Clear Quartz, and Peach Aventurine. Alrighty, be back in a moment. Alright, here we are with our next mixed barrel. We are running Amethyst, Clear Quartz, and Peach Aventurine. So it has been running 4 weeks, a solid month in 60-90 coarse grit, and we are going to see how it's going. We were able to combine these barrels because we had lost so much mass. Now the tumbling you hear in the background is the wash cycle for the tiger's eye, because we want to get that going here. I'm just going to deal with it in the background. This is really beautiful, and I think this is ready to move to medium. Now it looks all frosty now because it's just been in coarse grit. I'm curious to see as it goes finer and finer if it's going to clear up or not. Because these were rather clear when we started, I think. I really don't remember, to be honest. I'd have to go back and look. So we're going to move that to medium. And this could still stay in the rough because it could, or stay coarse because it could be smoothed out a little more. So we're going to put that back in the barrel. This one feels nice. Now we did lose all the points because we were wanting to tumble these. But that's alright. If I wanted to keep the points, I would have left it as a rough stone. Alright, this is feeling pretty good. And there's this in here. I don't know. I think I'll run it one more week. Now all of these stones here are almost 7, so they can be run together. I don't know. I kind of like that natural characteristic. I really don't want to shape that out of there. They just look like ice cubes. It's so awesome. There's another piece. Now, last week we had one that needed to be broken. I have not done that yet. I'm holding off. You know, that looks like it's rough, but it really, you can't feel any of that. It's just natural into the stone. So I'm going to leave it. It's where it was growing out of the matrix. Okay, so we only have 2 pieces of quartz that's moving forward, or staying in course. And now let's look at the Aventurine. How much of this is going to stay? I can move forward. It's easier to feel when it's dry, but it's prettier when it's wet. This is concerning to me. I'm worried that this is going to crack off in further stages, and I'd really rather have this crack off in the rough stage than ruin a batch later. So I'm going to keep that in course and see what happens to it. And back and move forward. Oh, I'm not real happy with any of this. I want it to stay in course. Let's see what we've got here. I think that can stay in course. A little piece of ceramic media that doesn't need to move forward. So it's all broken. Oh, this is lovely. What a beautiful piece. And it's ready to go to medium. This has some interesting inclusions, some black lines. Boy, this looks like it would just crack. Look at the fracture line. It goes all the way across. Yeah, I'm going to leave that in course. I think that could go a little bit longer. This is a really dark piece of peach aventurine. And again, I don't think it's ready either. That one may just split apart. This one's pretty cool. I like the shape of this. Hope the shape continues. But it needs more smoothing. Alright, now we're moving on to Amethyst. This. Wow. It's like you almost want to just chop off this whole end. Because I don't think that's going to... I mean, we were going to lose so much mass to get that down there. I'm going to set that aside. Make a decision on it later. That needs a lot of work. These were really large pieces of amethyst. And they've been running a month, but they were pretty large, so we're gonna and they're a very hard stone, so we're gonna let it continue on its way. Yeah. Definitely. Not pulling much amethyst out. Oh, I think we can pull this beauty out. No, it's got this right here. What do you think? I think maybe we'll let it go one more week. That is so clear. And it's ready. It's definitely ready to move forward. This one is not. Okay, this is what we have left, which is about half a barrel. And I'm going to look around and see if I have any more of these two stones. If I do, I'll add them to this coarse batch. But this, I'm setting aside for the medium. And I'm going to go through all of this and make sure there's no chips. or anything in here. All right, we will be back in just a moment. Hello, and we are back with Howlite. It has been in course 6090 grit since September 21st, so it's been 4 full weeks. Oh, we've got one little chip here, and I think that's where this came from. Aw. Goes back into rough. Wow, it's feeling really nice. There's a couple little things still to do on that. These are so close, but I want to run them for 1 more week. Yeah, they just have, I mean, they're a soft stone. I think I'm going to run these with less grit. They're starting to feel real. Let's dry it off. It's like it feels sandy almost. Yeah, it's a soft stone, so we want to be careful how long we beat it up in course. But we do have all of this that still needs to be worked out. Really super close. There's a piece that broke off too. There's a chip. Yeah, I just think that this needs none of it's ready to move forward. We're going to give it 1 more week. That's really cool stone. I think I have more Howlite. I'm going to add it to this because this is all we have left. It's about 1/4 of a tiny barrel. Yeah, I think if I have any more Howlite laying around, I'm going to add it. And let it run 1 more week. Nothing's coming out. We've got 1 piece of chipped ceramic media and a couple of chips that broke off on the stone. So that's what's happening with our Howlite this week. And this is in the small 1.5 pound barrel. So let's see, it's gonna need a little bit more TLC. Let's see if we can add any more pieces to it. If not, it's just going to run the way it is. I'll add more ceramic media to help cushion and to help fill the barrel. Oh my goodness, that would take a lot of ceramic media because it needs to be full to about here. Yeah. Alright, my poor little Howlite. Let's see what we can do to get you running again, because you're in our smallest barrel. Maybe there's something we can combine you with. Awful fragile. I don't know. Okay. We'll see Howlite next week. Welcome back to our Amazonite, as I like to call it, or Amazonite as others will call it. It has been in course 6090 grit since August 25th, and today is October 21st. So, this is not split. It didn't split in my hand, so that's good. Still not ready. Let's see. It's just getting smaller and smaller. See, it's really rough. I don't know if we're going to be able to continue with some of these pieces. We might have to put them in the rock garden. They're not going to cooperate. So far, absolutely nothing is ready to move forward. This has got a lot of quartz, some tourmaline. Over here is our Amazonite. Sometimes we can crack it if You saw a couple of times I split it right in my hand. None of these look ready to go. I'm very surprised at how long this is taking. I'm kind of worried, actually. This looks like it had absolutely zero improvement from last week. And there we've got big pitting there. We've got pitting over here. There's still a lot of marks over here. Looks like we lost a chip there. Wow. I don't know what to do with this. I mean, I hate to tumble it, you know, all the way to finish, and it's still really bumpy and rocky and has all these faults. Look at the tourmaline in that. Whew. Oh, this is not good. I don't know. I don't know if I'd tumble this again. This has been pretty hard to do, to take. It just keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And it doesn't really seem to be fixing any of the issues. I'm going to move that one forward. Now we could move this one forward, but I don't like this. I don't like the it's not. I'm getting really disappointed in this stone for tumbling. Oh, look at that. That is a huge pit, and that's because something has come out of it. It's going all the way through. It's kind of neat, actually. And I think it was probably this tourmaline, or maybe, you know, that was softer. Some of the host material. It's worked its way all the way out. So you can see that. Goes all the way through up here. It's kind of neat. It's kind of a natural, natural way to hang it, like a charm or something. I'm gonna just throw this little chip bag. And this is one that had some of that gold in it that I don't know what that is. Pyrite? I'm not sure. Maybe it is gold. Wouldn't that be funny? Still, it had, you know, they're just not working the way that I need them to. So nothing, I mean, really, we have 3 pieces that are going to move forward, and the rest is going back into course. You know, we keep finding little broken pieces that are coming off. Well, I'm kind of disappointed. I was really looking forward to the stone because I love the color. But, I don't know. I think I have one piece of rough left. It's this one right here. It's got all this. That's got to be pyrite. And there's tourmaline right there. There's more tourmaline. I'm going to throw this last piece in. There's no sense hanging on to it. Yeah, let it run one more week, and if I'm not seeing major improvement for next week, then I think I'm just going to take this balance of this Amazonite and use it for you know, my rock garden, because I mean this is what we have to move forward from previous, and I mean it's not a whole lot, so I don't know, it's kind of disappointing. All right, we will be back with our new barrels from last week in just a minute. And we're back with our Spiritite. It has been 1 week in 6090 coarse grit. Look at how beautiful the patterns are in this. Wow. Has a lot of work that still needs to be done. But wow, great patterns. Whew. This is gorgeous. This is Spiritite. I'm not really sure what kind of a rock it is, but it really feels like Jasper. I'm going to have to look that up for next week and let you guys know. Whew. Lots of work needs to be done on these. Oh, it's so pretty. And I've got a lot more of this set aside. I think what I'm going to do is switch a barrel out so I can run more of this Spiritite and then put the Labradorite in switch barrels. I think that's what we're going to do here. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. So pretty. Now we do have some chipping because we didn't put any ceramic media at all in this. Wow. That looks like I can just chip that right off. See that? That's gonna have to come off. Aww. This poor little stone. I'm gonna have to break the stone or it's never gonna do anything that we want it to do. So we'll break it and we'll put it back in here. It'll just be smaller. Oh, I'm really excited to work with this one. Look at the patterns. Holy cow. I got another 2 pounds of this too. Yep, I think we're gonna switch it over, put it all in a bigger barrel, and be ecstatic next week. Kind of ecstatic now. Look at this whole piece. I mean, there's a little tiny bit of striation in here, but wow. How unique is that? This whole stone has all this pattern, and then it's just blank. Huh. That is super cool. Isn't nature awesome? My goodness. Wow. I think I found my new favorite stone. I don't know, we'll see how it continues to tumble. Yeah. Wow. Really cool. Oh, that's just so pretty. So little. So little. And it's perfectly smooth and ready to move forward to medium. Isn't that funny? I'm going to set that aside. And then these we're going to put in the chip barrel, or chip bag. We have to make one. Okay. These are going to get broken. And we're going to start, we're going to switch out barrels so we've got a bigger one. Okay, this is Spiritite, 1 week in 6090 rough. And we have 2 more to go through. We've got Sunstone and Golden Quartz coming up. Be right back. And we're back with Sunstone. It's been in 6090 grit for 1 week. And it is just moving along beautifully. It's got a lot of flash to it still. Whew. A lot of glitter. A lot of glitter. This is actually feeling really smooth. It, most of it might be ready to move forward. Going in the chip barrel, or a chip bag. Yeah. These are really, really looking nice. Very little has to be held back. That's a little. I'm going to put it in the chips. Wow, I think that almost every piece is ready to move forward. That doesn't look good though. Look at that, just look at that flash. Isn't that amazing? All that glitter in there. Beautiful sunstone. It's really progressed. Absolutely stunning. There was no ceramic media in it. So it just banged against itself, and it really got rid of a lot. Wow, I think that like 99% of this is ready to move forward to medium. There's just a couple of pieces, like 3 that so far, 4 that need to be held back. Have a ton of chips though. I don't know if it's going to continue to chip when it moves forward to medium. Hope not. And we'll have it cushioned well. But, oof. Look at that. I think it's time to change out that wash barrel. And a couple of these. Wow, look at these chips. So, there's some pretty decent chips here. So let's pop those in with the sunstone chips. This is really cool. I'm going to do a nice rinse, and I'm going to wash them with the toothbrush, and I'm going to see if they are really truly ready to move forward. And if they are, we're going to slap them into medium. If not, I have, I think, a whole nother bunch of sunstone. I don't know, so far it looks like that's all that's staying in medium over here. And all of these are ready to go to medium. These are ready to stay in coarse. And these are ready to go to medium. So, almost, well, that could probably go to coarse. Like I said, I need to give these another look. All right, we've got one more barrel to get to. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back with our next to last barrel. We have golden quartz. It's been in 60-90 for 1 week. And it had no ceramic media. But my goodness, it needs a lot more work. See how much shaping still needs to happen. And quartz, you know, is a MOHS 7, so it's a hard stone. Wow, is it beautiful. Trying to get a little more light here. Lots of beautiful striations in this golden quartz. I want to say it's iron oxide that was near it or mixed with it. It has a lot of work to be done. That creates this beautiful golden color. It's iron oxide, I'm fairly certain. Please correct me in the comments if I am wrong. This stone's gonna have to get cracked because it's never gonna. Been cracking a lot of stones today, actually. I like how these are going from, you know, the really dark. You know, this is so pale, it's like you can see through it. This is an absolutely stunning piece. I hope it doesn't get broken. It's amazing. I'm really looking forward to working with this golden quartz. These are some nice size pieces, and it's not losing a lot of mass either. So this is the last barrel that we have in 6090 grit. Then our next barrel is the Snowflake Obsidian, and it's in medium, I think. No, it's in 500. So that's great. We have a couple of things that are moving forward to medium, and we have, you know, we're actually getting progress this week. Wow. These are so cool. Wow, look at that piece. Aw, little guy. I broke off something, and it's a chip, but I think it's big enough that it could be something. Because we have all these chips over here. We're going to save for a project. I don't know, I think I might put this with it. Okay, fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing how these progress. And we still have a pretty full barrel, so I am going to add a little cushioning now that it's had a first week of banging itself against itself. I'm going to crack this stone and then put it in there, because it's never gonna get all of this cleaned out otherwise. It'll just keep reducing and reducing and reducing, and we don't want to do that. If I crack this just right, we can get 2 good sized stones out of it. Okay, that is it for our quartz, and we will be back with our Snowflake Obsidian shortly. Back with our last barrel for this week. It is our Snowflake Obsidian that has been 1 week in 500 grit, which is a lovely pre-polish. So we are going to just take a nice, careful look at these and see if it's ready to move forward. See if any damage has happened. I can feel that one little thing there. Now, I do have some that I held back that needs another run of rough. And I have a bag that needs another medium. And so I moved some things in forward so that we can see, you know, where we're going to be. So I was hoping last week that by moving this stone forward, it would get rid of this right here. And as you see, it did not. So we're going to put this back in our needs another medium. I don't want to move anything forward that isn't absolutely perfect. And so this has got one that hits my fingernail. And these are dry, so I can get a really good look. This has got some damage. So can you see that damage? That's not going forward. Put that back in medium. Oh, this one's beautiful. It's ready to move forward. Move forward. And forward. Oh, this is exciting. These are so smooth. Wow, look at how much is in here. Okay, I'm going to move the camera a little bit so you can get under the light better. Forward. Oh, we've got a chip. So that's disheartening. Let's set that aside. Figure out what stone that came from. So it doesn't ruin the rest of the batches. Oh, isn't that interesting? Oh. Oh, this one's good. Good. Boy, we're really going through this quickly. And we're looking for damage. Which is undercutting at this point. And if it knocks together and chips. Maybe I can move forward. Oh, I would definitely do the Snowflake Obsidian again. It is a pleasure to work with. Oh, we got a problem here. You see that? That is not going forward. That one is, though. Oh, I think this is where that chip came out of. Oh, that's going to have to go back into rough. Oh, that's sadness. Oh, there's a lot coming out of this. I might take that one all the way back to rough. This has got a lot of bang, a lot of chipping happened to that. Or it slipped through and went forward and wasn't ready. Wow. Alrighty. this is what we have to move forward with, which is like a quarter of the barrel, not even. It's like one layer. So this barrel is too big. And we're going to go through the rest of this ceramic media and see if we find any more chips. And I'm not seeing any more. But we do have this one, so let's put it in our chip bag, which we have right here. Oh, I missed the bag. There we go. So that's how many chips we've gotten. Huh. Okay. Let's put that away for future projects. And these need one more round of medium, but I would like to go through them again and make sure that they really don't need a rough. Because we've got this many to go through rough one more time. So if I combine these two, that would be enough to move this barrel forward, and it would catch them up with these, and these could just wait for them. Because we're going to keep splitting these barrels here. And I don't have any more Snowflake Obsidian in the wind, waiting on the sidelines. Yeah, this ceramic media, most of it's looking okay. I'm just pulling out these little tiny broken pieces so they don't get scratched further stones. I know it's a tedious process, but it really is very, very important. Okay, so this goes in the trash. It's just that little broken ceramic media. This looks fairly good. So now we have to make a decision. Are we going to hold? We're going to put this in a smaller and smaller container. Oh, thank goodness, that was just a wet spot. Keep moving it forward, or are we going to hold it? I think we're going to hold it. I think we're going to hold it and let the other spray catch up. And, yeah, we'll see what we've got for next week. Okay, fantastic. I hope everybody had a lovely week and has another lovely week coming forward. And, yeah, life is good in the tumbling world. All right, we'll see you next week.